Welcome to r/relationships. Here are 2 more stories concerning troubled relations. Story number 1. 32-year-old female says, I ghosted my cousin, female 38, and her very creepy husband, 40, because they made me uneasy. Not sure if I did the right thing. I need your input. Background. My family is from Asia. I'm Asian. My cousin is half Asian and half Caucasian. She grew up in a small rural farming town in the US, and for years her dad actively prevented her from contacting her Asian relatives. Because of this, I only vaguely knew of the existence of this cousin. I had only met her once as a toddler. It's been 30+ years. So, onto the situation. My cousin contacted me out of the blue, on Facebook. She had been looking for her Asian cousins for a while, but was set back by the fact she didn't know our names, or what we looked like. I was floored, really excited to reconnect, and get to know her. We talked, and messaged each other tons, just trying to make up for years of lost time. She was really interested in reconnecting with her Asian heritage, as she felt she had been robbed of the opportunity by her parents. Over time, though, some things just started to feel more and more off. She mentioned that her husband had been married before, to the only full Asian woman in their town. The marriage ended, so he looked for the next Asian to marry, which was my cousin, the only other local Asian there. She was gleeful when she told me this, that her husband only likes Asian women, so she was natural choice for his second wife. This weirded me out, but I thought to myself, whatever, it's just personal preferences, no harm done. Things got weirder. She would tell me how her hubby saw my pics on Facebook, made comments like, wow, wish you were a full Asian like your sexy Asian cousin short stack snack pack. She'd tell me how he looked at my pics, and liked everything he saw. She also said that he intentionally kept having kids with her, because he likes her barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. They have 7 kids together as of now. After a few months of reconnecting, they started talking about the 2 of them coming over to visit. They suggested staying with me. I hesitated because I live in a 1-bedroom apartment and thought a hotel room would be a better idea. The husband made a series of comments to the tune of, no big deal, the 3 of us can share a bed, smiley face emoji. I was really getting the sense that her husband is sexually interested in me. She is aware of this and encouraged it because she herself enjoyed being fetishized for being part Asian. After thinking about all of this, I felt grossed out. The thought of being alone in my apartment with the 2 of them stressed me out and makes me uncomfortable. I ended up telling them work is too busy right now, but they kept bringing up the trip. They suggested I fly over there and stay at their place. Not going to lie, that doesn't feel like the safest thing to do. I got tired of them repeatedly trying to arrange to meet, so I stopped responding to their messages. It's been a while, and I know my cousin is really disappointed at my silence. I know she was hoping for a relationship, but I don't think I can deal with the fetishization and weird sexual interest from her husband. I feel bad for cutting them off, and honestly, I really don't want to reconnect or be involved in their lives if Asian fetishization is a huge part of their identities. I do feel really bad for ghosting, but I was just at a point where I was so grossed out, I had to step away from interacting with them. Should I contact my cousin and let her know how they made me feel and explain why I'm keeping my distance? How do I even begin such an awkward conversation? Did I make a mistake by cutting off family? I'm terrible at confrontations, and my gut instinct is to avoid conflict. Help please. Here's the first comment. Oh, this is like 15,000 levels of gross and alarming. Here's the next comment. You didn't do anything wrong. If you want to, you can tell her why you cut off contact, but you don't owe them that. They made things super weird and gross, and you just removed yourself from a creepy situation. Here's the next comment. Your cousin's husband sounds disgusting. You're not making a mistake. It's understandably sad that you can't connect with your cousin, but this is the safest way. Here's the next comment. Your cousin may have looked you up on Facebook out of curiosity, but my read of this is she only contacted you because her husband put her up to it. Get in touch with my Asian heritage by way of allowing my husband to sexually harass my more Asian looking relatives. These people aren't family, they are strangers, and they are both sexually harassing you. Here's the next comment. Yikes. Red flag, red flag. He's a total weirdo. Do not ever spend any time alone with him. If they do visit your city, I'd be worried about safety as he sounds like a predator. And your cousin is participating in and almost encouraging this behavior. This is not normal. Distance yourself. It's for the best. Here's the next comment. You did the right thing in cutting contact. In fact, you did an incredibly brave thing. Personally, I'd be too scared of offending my cousin, but I'm an idiot. It really sounds to me like your cousin is in an abusive relationship. He might not be physically abusing her, but he's certainly manipulating her and has made her feel good about herself by liking the uniqueness of her heritage. But it sounds like he's also made her feel like she's not good enough. From what you've said, I'm getting vibes that she's trying to please him by recruiting a hot Asian for him. You've done amazingly well to detach yourself from them. Stay detached. Here's the next comment. Don't get back into contact. He doesn't want her because of who she is as a person, just because she's Asian. And God help her if he meets you, someone who's fully Asian. He'd leave her in a second for a better prospect. If you want a relationship with your cousin, tell her specifically that you're happy to communicate with her, but you do not want to be fetishized for your ethnicity, and you will not engage with her husband at all. Story number 2. I, female 25, think my boyfriend, 26, is planning to spy on me in my own home. We have been dating almost 3 years. He has lived with me in my home for most of that time. He lived with his parents when we met, and they were planning on downsizing into a house where there was no space for him, so I let him move in with me, since I knew he wouldn't be able to afford to get a place of his own. My space is a small studio. I pay most of the bills and do most of the chores, no big deal. My boyfriend is great. I love and adore him, and I know the feeling is mutual. However, he is so concerned that I'm going to cheat on him. He's been cheated on in the past and is still traumatized by it. I understand. I've been cheated on before and have been abused. Honestly, some of the things he has done/said have been so similar to things my past abuser had done/said that it concerns me. But in his case, it seems like it truly is just an intense fear of me cheating on him. It's just him getting upset about things that haven't happened just because he says they could happen, and then making me feel bad about these hypothetical things. I love him and have no intention of cheating on him or leaving him for any reason other than if he were to cheat on me. I have also never given him any reason to distrust me or think that I'm being unfaithful. He just gets so fixated on these hypothetical scenarios and is so paranoid about them. Anyways, recently I was on our shared computer and went to check my email. His email account was still up, and I noticed right on top was a receipt from Amazon. He's always broke, and we already did our Christmas gift exchange, so I wonder what the heck he's spending money on. Turns out he ordered a spy camera. He once brought up getting a camera to install in the house, although his argument was that it would make him feel better if he could see what I'm doing when he's away at work and I'm at home alone. I said I didn't know how I felt about that, but that a camera could be useful for when we are away from home to catch any burglars or whatever else. We agreed to drop it and discuss it again later. Now, I see that he bought one without telling me, no doubt because of his delusional fears about me being unfaithful. I'm not thrilled with the idea of him spying on me in my own home. I plan to wait and see if he mentions anything about it when the camera arrives, but I'm not sure if that's the right way to go about this. Should I just bring it up now? Thanks in advance for any insights. Here's the first comment. If he's getting fixated on hypothetical scenarios and taking his frustrations about those out on you, like, that's still crappy behavior, even if there's a rationale and it's a sign that he's not capable of coping with his feelings and would probably benefit from a therapist, especially if he's getting to the point of installing spy cameras in your apartment. It might be time to take off these rose-colored glasses for a minute. It doesn't really matter why he's recreating abusive patterns unless he's willing to recognize them and get help. If he's not getting help, if his solution is just to tighten his grip on you while not really pulling his weight as a partner, then maybe it's time to reevaluate the relationship. Here's the next comment. Maybe ask him to start paying more bills instead of spending money on spy cameras. The spy camera is a sideshow here. He's escalating paranoia that should have been shut down 3 years ago. If he's still paranoid about cheating that happened more than 3 years ago, he needs therapy, not spy cameras. Here's the next comment. Only problem I see here is that he's still your boyfriend. He shouldn't stay with someone he doesn't trust, and you shouldn't stay with someone who doesn't trust you. Here's the next comment. Wow. No judgment, but this is very concerning. I know somebody else like this. His girlfriend has cameras literally surrounding their home and even watches the feed. I'm friends with him, but I'm never allowed to talk to him because of the cameras and insane jealousy. His controlling behavior is narcissistic, and it should be a red flag that he can't trust you. I would run if I were you and never look back. The entire situation sounds just toxic to me. Here's the next comment. What exactly does this man bring to your life? He doesn't help you pay bills, doesn't help do anything in the house he's always in. He doesn't ease your stress because you're walking on eggshells trying to prove you're not cheating. You deserve so much better than this. Thanks for watching.